Hello, hello, hello. We are back. It is a Saturday, scrappy Saturday time for scrap busting with. Sorry, distracted. Scrap busting with Gail and Melina. So we're getting back into this journal. It is getting quite chunky. It doesn't even really stay closed anymore. So yeah, I mean, by the time this is done, it's probably going to be like, but that's okay. That is okay. My goodness. All right. So, Melina's challenge this week was doing she called ruffle bottom tags, and she told the story that she thought of it because she was thinking back to when her daughter was a baby, and she had the little the little ruffly things that go over the diapers, the little ruffle butts. My goodness. And it made her think of doing these tags. Now, I could have got down in my box down here and grabbed out a piece of cardboard, but I just got done eating some lunch, so I had the cream cheese box still sitting on my desk, so why not use it? So I'm just cutting the little flaps off. Snickerdoodle cheesecake bars. Yum. May have to mute for just a second, though, to deal with this issue that's going on in my throat right now. Trying to straighten those up a little bit. Yeah, give me just a second. Second. Sorry, didn't mean to mute you for that long. Got a little distracted. I was trying to find my bag of lozenges. All right, so as I was saying, I just got done eating. So I had the cream cheese box sitting on my desk still. These are very thin, but for tags, figure we're going to cover the front, we'll cover the back, and by the time it's done, it should be fairly thick and be thick enough for tags. But because these are going into my idea book, I'm not going to worry about covering the back because I'm going to be gluing them straight into the book and gluing them down rather than using them as tags. If that makes sense. If it doesn't right now, hopefully it'll make more sense once they're completed and I'm gluing them in. Okay, so I'm going to cut these into tag shapes. I've showed you this before. You're going to cut out one angle and then take your corner, flip it over to the other side. And snip the corner out. Now I've got a few tools that can do this. I shouldn't say a few tools. I have one tool. My We Are Memory Keepers multi-use. That's my cutting, my scoring. It's got a little thing there that I can use to make tags to cut these out with. But honestly speaking, it's a lot to deal with if I'm only going to do 2 tags. If I was mass producing tags, I would definitely take the time to bring it out. Just because. Okay. So because I don't want the bottom of your tags are going to show in this project. And because I don't like what the bottom of these tags look like, I'm going to cover each of them with just, random scrap that's hanging out here on my desk. I thought it was wide enough, but it is not. This one's wide enough. I've already done my 100-day challenge today. And again, this is just to cover up that, that writing down there that I don't want to show. If you're using like a decorative scrapbook paper, it's not going to be that big of a deal because you may like it. In this case, not so much. I'm like, I already have a pair of scissors out. Don't grab another pair. So far, I am liking my new setup as far as like where my scissors and stuff are, where my pens, markers, all of that, where that is now at. Now that I've adjusted and stopped like reaching into the old place to grab it. Anyway, I'm definitely liking where it's at. I am struggling to get used to this because I'm used to being able to just, swipe my stuff and clean my desk off. Well, because this is silicone, everything's like, I go like this and it doesn't move. So I'm having to, figure out how to pick stuff up rather than just swiping it off. But it's an adjustment and I will adjust. Okay. And then what you're going to do, because, I have this already on my desk. I don't know if I'm going to be able to ink this. That is very, very fragile paper. If you watched my Roxy's weekly challenge, you'll see that I accidentally ripped it several times trying to use it. I kind of want it to be a little more. It ripped too straight. Same with this one. It's like, give me some variation here. Ink, 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 ink. Now, I will say, Gail's project this week, I'm like, it is not my style. I will be doing it because, again, it's part of the challenge. But not my favorite. Now, you're going to glue this down, but you're not going to glue it the entire thing. You just want, because you want that bottom to be free. Come on. It's so frustrating when it decides it's going to like clog in a silly way. Because like, normally I can just grab it like, and pull the plug out, but sometimes the plug goes where I can't get to it. And I'm putting this one on the bottom because it is fragile. So it will have some, stuff to hold it as it moves up the tag. Ooh, you're going to be able to see that in a minute. The reason I wanted to buy a silicone mat. So watch what I'm going to be able to do now. Ready? Glue's gone. That's so much nicer than having to scrape. Oops. Let's straighten this back out a little bit. There. You can do this without inking. Inking is not a must. Did that go in the right direction? I do. Almost want it going that way though. You know what? And it's okay. The writing's gonna be upside down, but it's okay. Okay. Now again, we're not gonna glue all the way down. Just kind of glue over the top of this one. I feel more secure doing it this way, putting it on the strip versus on here, because I feel like I didn't actually leave that flap in a lot of places. And again, I'm just using what's on my desk. I do have a craft video playing in the background. So you may hear a little bit of Pam at the Paper Outpost. So she's not a sewer. She says that all the time. But she has chosen to try to sew a fabric cover. I'm like, it's kind of funny. I'm like, which end did I ink? Let's see. I can put that down in my, get that off my desk. I may have to delve down into my scraps. Just so that, I have something a little different, because I've got a lot of the same stuff on my desk, only because of how I'm trying to manage my mess. Now I know that I don't need all glue all the way over on this one, so rather than that, because I want this more than the other. We're gonna go there, and then hopefully you see too why let's some brown, because I want to break that up. Why I've lost my thought. I've absolutely lost my thought. What, that piece. Like, where's my glue? Oh, yeah. I put it back in its holder. And why did I put it in its holder? So that it stops making me wait for it to come down where I want it to be. Ooh, that's going to be close. Very brittle. This is piano roll, and it was dyed with red wine. With a doily. I was dyeing the doilies too, but left a nice impression. Stay. Again, ready? Boop, boop, boop. Clean up. Glue's gone. Love it. Love it. I could have left that, just given it a little more height. Because this is up to you how, how tall you want that to be, how many strips you want it to be, how tall you want each of your strips to be. You could make, 3 or 4 really tall ones. Choice is yours because it's your project. I have a garbage pile started over here. Okay. I'm going to put some book page on here or some music page. I'm not going to worry about inking it because at least this one, because this one's already very grungy. You can see, I'm got a different different level. I think that's the right word. Like how much space I have on one versus how much space I have on the other. It's like this one, I've got this itty bitty little space up here, whereas this one I have a bigger space. So I could do 2 extra layers on this one if I wanted to. So this is sticker. Put that over there with the garbage. So I'm going to give it a nice dark edge, but then I'm also going to kind of go just to kind of knock down that white because it's a little bright in comparison to everything else. Do I have enough to do both, I wonder? Oh, I do. See, this was a label. Mm-hmm. So this top one, this one had to be a little wider because there was less space up here, which means there was more room. There was more width to cover, which is why this piece is shorter. Come on. There we go. This is the other problem too, is that I tend to like pull my garbage and put it to the left, but my garbage can is on my right. And the reason it's on the right is because there is nowhere on my left to put the garbage can. The ironic part too was, my garbage can used to be on my left. And when it was on the left, I used to always like put my garbage off to the right. I'm gonna have to go back and watch Pam's video because I missed a lot of it. This is like the second time I've tried watching it. Although right now, I'm not really watching anything. It's more about having sound in the background. Okay, now this doesn't look like a tag, right? These don't look like tags right now. But look at flip them over. Cut off all the extra. Okay. Look at the difference it makes. Aren't those cute? Good job, Melina. These are adorable. Again, she called them ruffle bottom tags. I could see them also being called petticoat tags. When you think about a petticoat, olden days, it was layered ruffles like this underneath a dress. And it was designed to help fill it out. So there's those for Melina's. Let me get these glued in the book. You could, whatever punch you have, you could hole punch, you could slot punch, you can European punch, tag punch, whatever you want. But you can see, see none of those edges are glued down. They ruffle up. I almost want that one to be a little bit more glued down than that. So still got the ledge there, but it's not like a full on gap. Same there. Oh, we switched over to Carrie Griffiths on my TV. It's kind of checking. They're being glued down, so it's not like I have to worry too much about them. Normally, you would not glue a tag down. You would cover the back with some sort of a writing surface, whether it's a lightly printed something or coffee dyed, just something that so that when you flip the tag over, you can write on it. But for the sake of this, I am going to glue them in. This is not Melina's. I did it again. This is Melina's back here. So let me absorb some glue there for a sec. I'll get back to that before it glues completely down. This one is Melina's. I should start doing Gail's first. I do that all the time, and I think it's because I finished Melina's first, but then she's second in the book. So I think my brain just has a hard time adjusting to that thought process. I don't know. So again, ruffle bottom tags. Week 10. Today is 3/9/24. You know me, I'm a lefty. That was very difficult to write it that way. Let me get back here and pull this out before it glues itself completely down. You know, what I find interesting is I never noticed before how much collaging Gail does. But collage, collage, collage. What is going on here? Oh yeah, pockets. Like, what is going on here? Collage. So Frankenpaper. Collaged. And then this week, we have what she calls collage pages. Sorry, my phone's buzzing. Trying to get that glue at least to like dry itself. So what Gail does for these collage pages is she has her signature page, right? It's folded in half. And she collages just around the 4 edges on the front. And then opens it up and collages the 4 edges on this one. So it's this page and this page. So when you picture it going in as a signature, you got a bunch of other pages typically in between here. But if you were to have this as your center page, you're still decorated, but not back-to-back decorated. If you're going to do this, I would definitely recommend that this be buried deeper in your signature. Either it be your cover page, so that it's the front cover and the inside of the back cover of a signature, or it's buried in the middle of the signature somewhere. But like I said in the beginning, this is not my style. I'm like, eh. But for the sake of the challenge, we are doing it. I also, I have some of my papers are really crooked. So I'm going to have to like straighten them. And with this, I'm going to use my glue stick. going to use the whole thing. Because it's on my desk. Why not? It's like Carrie is also collaging, which doesn't surprise me. That's kind of his thing. He does a lot of jelly print stuff too. Like, what is that stuff called? So Carrie Griffiths is who I was just talking about. He is the creator of the perpetual prompts that I do every Wednesday morning. Pardon me, I blow my nose. So yes, Carrie Griffiths is the creator of the perpetual prompts that I do. That is my Wednesday videos. But yeah, I love his jelly print stuff. So cool to watch. Just tearing that down just because I don't want it to like be super big. Let's not have a straight edge there. You don't want straight edges where there's not straight edges. Like, I should be using that's why I was watching Gail do a video the other day, and she's fighting with her silicone glue, and it's getting all over her fingers, and she's like, I should really have my spatula if I wasn't too lazy to grab a tool. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so me. In fact, I even commented that, sometimes that's what gives me the biggest giggles about her videos is that I hear and see myself in a lot of them. It's like, we could so be the same person sometimes. So let's get some of this. Oh, it's I realized that was, started out saying Nigeria, but with what was showing through, that is definitely not, that was a bad cut on my part. And I'm also putting this upside down just because I have that flat edge up there. Tearing that down just a smidge. One more piece here. Just go like this, like this. Yeah. It's not a straight image. It's okay. It's crooked. It's angled. And that is okay. This is using the creativity in the way that makes sense for you. So that is the basic idea, is collaging around the four edges of your signature page. If you do it before you sew it in the book, it's a little easier. I was kind of scanning to see if I had what images I have left here. These are not the fussy cutting scissors, but that's okay. So one of the other things that Gail did during this was she did a cutout. Just as a way to embellishment. She was doing it on her 60s journal, so she cut out little flowers just to kind of put in different areas. You know, she did it to cover up like a goobery area. Or a spot where, because she was using angled pieces. And so she had spots where the two angles came together, but it showed the book page underneath. So she was using those flowers to kind of cover up that area. So it's kind of what I'm going to do there with that little thing there. We're going to scooch it over so that it lines up. This edge lines up with that brown. There. Just kind of whoop. And there we go. There is week 10 of Gail Augustinelli. Scrappy Saturday. Just need a little bit. And I'll have to clean my bottle out again. It's wanting to dry. I'm just going to put this right there. So week 10. That is not a pen. That is for my tablet. 3, 9, 24. Week 10. And so this gives you, this becomes your writing area. So when you do things that stick in and out, it makes for a neat writing. So you write and then you go out, and if this edge was all, if they were all like this, you would have areas where you only have this much writing and then you have the full page and then this much, if you plan that out, then, obviously it would be that way. But week 10, I have completed 4 full sheets. 1, 2, 3, 5 full sheets of those stickers. So I'm using my stuff too. So with that, we have week 10 completed. Gil Agostinelli. Week 10 of Melina Pilot. Her little ruffle tags. Very cute. Very, very cute. I may incorporate that in my steampunk journal, because eventually I'm going to have to start making tags for that. But so far, right now I'm working on like pockets, envelopes, things, belly bands, things that are going to hold the stuff for the next video. And I'll do that on the next video. And then from there, then we'll start worrying about filling the pockets. Okay, that phone is dead. I don't have the collage app on this phone, on my new phone. So I'm not sure how I'm going to put these two together. All right. So week 10 is in the books. And you can see that just adding those two things, how much, it's bulking out. So yeah, this is going to be a fun one when it's done. It's going to be like massive. Because normally you wouldn't decorate every single page. When you're doing a journal this size with this 2 signatures, normally you wouldn't decorate every single page. You would leave some blank for writing, So these ideal books, these challenge books, are going to be ones that are going to be massive gator mouth by the time they're done, because I'm decorating every single page. Every single page. Sorry, there was like a hiccup trying to come out. But that's okay. They're my challenge books. They're for me and for me only. They're never going to go up for sale. Nothing like that. It's just about my journey in crafting and my 2024 word, which is challenge. So I'm challenging myself in multiple aspects of the crafting world. So part of that is being okay. Being okay with things not turning out the way you expected them to, being okay with, errors, with flubs, with accidental tears to your paper, glue explosions, whatever have you. Challenging myself to be okay with that as well. So I have another glue page done. So it's going to go back here in my box. These glue pages are going to go back up in their little spot up here. Excuse me. And I am going to say ta-da, toodaloo, see ya, sayonara, peace out, whichever is your preferred way of saying bye.